What's up, you guys, and welcome to episode 99
Woo!
of the Ask Alex Show. I'm your host, Alex Hampton, and today we have a really fun show for you guys today. Ian couldn't be with us today. He's out of town, so safe travels to him and his beautiful family and friends and his girlfriend. Safe travels to you guys. I hope you guys make it there safe and back. But I do have Jeremy with me today. Jeremy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I've got to hold off on my enthusiasm until next episode when we actually hit 100, but that's awesome, man. Holy cow. And
Yeah.
Ian, this is kind of surreal, Alex. Imagine that Ian and Caleb are going to be hanging out over the next couple of days and I've never met Caleb in person.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. As much as you guys do. Wait, how did y'all meet? Like over social media?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, wow. If you
And
guys don't real quick, if you guys don't know, Caleb is a commentator on Jeremy's channel. So yeah, that's crazy.
It is. It is. It's so Ian went on vacation to Denver, which is where Caleb lives at. I don't know if by the time that this comes out, I'm sure they'll still be up there having a good time, but I do know that they're getting some very, very chilly weather. While meanwhile, and I'm
Yeah.
not comparing one to the other, but meanwhile, me and Alex are sitting at a nice, cozy 72 degrees or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's like if I look at my phone, yeah, it's 85 degrees here. So it's
Oh, what?
yeah. It's very hot in Orlando.
Oh,
Trust me,
yeah.
it's not somewhere you want to be without any AC. But I
Yo,
wouldn't
I'll
want to be in
take
the
it over
snow.
the snow. No,
Oh yeah.
100%. I'll take 86 over 26 all day.
Oh yeah, definitely. Man, listen, I have a firm belief. This is just my belief. I don't believe my people should be in the snow.
Bro, I don't believe you. Nah.
I just
No.
I just can't. I mean, this is not Game of Thrones. God, no. But I mean, but shout out to you guys, and but thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, this is episode 99. Episode 100 will debut next week. I'm gonna get with the guys, Jeremy and Ian. We'll probably do like a live stream, or we'll probably do just random questions. I'm still trying to craft it out, so I'll definitely let the panelists know. But thank you guys for sticking with me for 99 episodes, because next week will be 100 episodes. Also, by the way, this Friday, I was teasing a big real debates match. Speaking of Holden, we have Holden Hartman from the Holden Hartman YouTube channel on the show, facing Ian Elliott Carter on next week. I believe it's what is the funniest movie of all time, and Holden chose Airplane, and Ian chose, I believe it was 21 Jump Street. It's a funny match. I enjoyed it.
I
Jeremy's
can't
already
wait
seen
to
the
see
match,
this, bro.
but it's a really good match, so you definitely want to check that out
Yes.
when it drops online. That'll be this Friday at 1 p.m. Really big match. Definitely want to check that out. And if this is your very first time ever watching any of my videos, please hit that subscribe button, then hit that bell right next to it. That way you get all the notifications of every time releasing a video here on my YouTube channel. And if you want your question or topic on the show, it's simple. Just send me an email at theaskalexshow@gmail.com. That's theaskalexshow@gmail.com. If you email your question or topic to me, more than likely it'll be answered on the show. Now, I did get a lot of questions about a lot of other different things that have nothing to do with movies, which I want to address, but I did get some really good questions for this week's show, and I can't wait to answer them. So we actually have a newcomer on the show who sent me a question. His name is James Harvey, and James Harvey writes, "Hey Alex, it was just announced that Kevin Feige has debunked the rumors that Chris Evans would be coming back as Captain America. My question is, do you believe Feige is telling the truth?" Well, thank you for your question, James. So what James is referring to today, we're recording this on Wednesday, it gets released tomorrow on Thursday, which you guys are watching. Um Kevin Feige came out and said that, Chris, he didn't say that, he didn't specifically say that Chris Evans is not coming back, but what he did say is that Chris Evans has already addressed the fact that he's not coming back to Captain America. And what they're referring to, about maybe about a month ago or a couple weeks, or about a few weeks ago, about a month ago, maybe more. It was announced that Chris Evans had signed a deal to a couple MCU movies that he'll be appearing in as Captain America. They were speculating that he could be coming back in Falcon and Winter Soldier, which kind of, if you look at it logistically, it kind of makes sense given the circumstances of Bucky being his best friend and Falcon being another one of his best friends. Maybe an appearance or a flashback of something of that nature. But Chris Evans, when that news came out, he essentially said, this is news to me. Like he said that he was done with the MCU. You know, I've heard commentators say that Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. will be back, and I honestly lie on the side of, do I think they'll be back? No. If they are back, I believe it's more so recycled footage or some weird multiverse thing. But I believe Chris Evans when he says, I'm not coming back. Because if you watch him, like, he had a series on Apple TV Plus. He did Knives Out with Ryan Johnson. He's done a couple Netflix movies. I mean, he's expanding his acting career outside of the MCU. And I'm not saying that all those movies and shows that I've announced were better than anything he's done as as Captain America, but I do believe him when he is trying to do different things. Like I don't think that he is lying about not coming back. Now, I will say anything is possible. Everybody has a certain number of money that they'll come back with. So if I played Black Panther for 10 years and I decided I wanted to quit, and if they want to offer me like $100 million per movie or per appearance, I'd take that. I mean, that's just me. I would. But same thing with Chris Evans. Everyone has a price. Do I think Feige is lying? I don't ever recall a time where Feige lied about something other than maybe debunk. Like, I remember him saying that, Avengers Endgame, when the title leaked, he said that wasn't the name of the title. Obviously, to protect the movie, he had to come out and say that. But other than that, I don't, a lot of people said that, Kevin Feige intentionally put Edward Peters as Quicksilver to bring in the X-Men, but he even said that he didn't do that for that reason. So I'm just, I kind of believe him when he says that Chris Evans already addressed it. So I don't know. But Jeremy, did you see this news? And do you think that Captain America, Chris Evans will be coming back to the MCU?
I am hearing about the news for the first time right now, live on air. And to be honest with you, I can't say one way or the other. Everything you said, I agree with what you said about Kevin Feige and his track record for whether or not he's going to, reveal a big secret is different from if he's going to withhold information. Like, he's not going to flat out lie, but he might have to say things to protect the IP. So in the case of in-game, like you mentioned, that's a good point. I will say I don't want Captain America to come back. I mean, we've talked about this before. You kind of know my feelings on it. I don't like the constant fake outs, the constant death fake outs in the MCU. And the passing of Steve, which he hasn't officially died yet. I have a feeling we're going to see his funeral at the beginning of
Falcon.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
There are clever ways they could do it. They could go to and do flashbacks. We could see archive footage of Steve in his prime, old wartime footage. There's a lot of things they could do that wouldn't betray the character. But if we look at it, Loki, Bucky, Vision, Red Skull, Nick Fury, T'Challa, Agent Coulson, and Gamora have all had some form of death fake out scene. I understand T'Challa never had a movie where he was dead, but he did get pushed off the cliff. Everybody thought he was dead, and
I thought he was done.
That was a big plot point of the movie. So it's happened a lot of times. Yeah, Red Skull didn't exactly fall into oblivion, but that's typically how those movies end. So you just kind of assume that Red Skull's dead. I know it's a different Gamora, but come on, it's like we can find semantics for everything. Vision, yeah. So it's not exactly Vision, but it's Paul Bettany in the Vision costume playing the character that we know. So there's a lot of fake outs that they've done over the years. That said, looking at all of these doesn't dissuade me from really enjoying these movies. I mean, if they do bring back Chris Evans. Chances are pretty good. I'll be all right with it if it happens in comic books, like when Superman died back in the 90s, right? We knew that Superman wasn't gone forever, and we had no expectation that he would. So,
Right.
all that said, if they bring Captain America back, I hope they have a good reason for it. I personally don't want them to necessarily, but I believe them when they say they're not bringing back Captain America.
Yeah. I like Jeremy said, I personally believe, and also I want to piggyback on what he said earlier. I kind of don't want to see Chris Evans come back. I want to see them focus on the new Avengers. I
Mm.
mean, we kind of discussed it on the show before. I was not excited for WandaVision. I even said on the show, like the first two episodes when they first dropped, I was in between. Then once we finally got through the series, I was engaged with it throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I loved how they explored Vision. We never saw a Vision like this, and we never saw Wanda like this. So I'm very interested to see their new Avengers. Plus, we're getting a Loki. We're getting, other comic book characters that haven't even been introduced into the MCU, like Moon Knight. I've read about him. He is crazy, but I definitely want to see what that's articulated like. So I think what the MCU should do is focus on newer characters, your newer
Yeah.
Avengers, not Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans. Oh, Jeremy, did you have something to add?
No, that was it. I think that was well said.
Oh yeah. And but what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Chris Evans is not coming back, or do you believe Kevin Feige that he is not coming back at all? Jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. And guys, I know I said we would have a fun show, but I have one final question today. And the only reason why I have one final question today, because when this show drops, the Snyder Cut has come out, and this question is specifically about the Snyder
All
Cut.
right.
And this question comes from a Dion Blankenship, one of my coworkers. Thank you for watching the show. Hey, Alex. So the Snyder Cut is coming out this weekend, and it has great reviews. How do you think the general public will respond to it once it comes out? Well, thank you for your question, Dion. Fun fact, Dion is right. If you go to Rotten Tomatoes, I believe it has a 75% critic rating. That means the critics saw it, and majority of the critics liked it for what it was. And from what I read today in Variety, that this is the first Zack Snyder DC film that has a high critic rating.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot in comparison to the DC movies, especially the ones that he's directed. That's saying a lot about his films. Now, mind you, critics have seen it. There's some general public people who probably have seen it. Most have not. Now, I have not seen it yet. I know that this episode is dropping Thursday, but I have not seen it yet. Jeremy has not seen it yet. I said on the show I am interested to see it. I'm definitely going to watch it Thursday when it drops. But here's my take on your question. How would I think the general public will respond to it? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I fundamentally believe people are going to find reasons to hate it. And I fundamentally believe people are going to find reasons to love it. Now, there will be that, that comparison. Oh, well, which one was better, the Whedon cut or the Snyder cut? Like, was it that much different? I mean, I'm sure there are going to be wild theories and wild accusations. That said, when I see it, I'm going to give my honest opinions about it, from what I liked about it and what I hate about it. And I'll give you my honest review and say if it's trash or if it's good. Now, the popular thing, especially for DC, is to shit on their movies. Now, rightfully so, some of their movies are kind of trash. Yes, I agree with that. But I do believe there is some factors that can be redeemed in DC. They have amazing characters. The Justice League, I don't see why the Justice League in terms of movies is not on par with any Avengers movie. That's like a foreign concept to me. That being said, I do fundamentally believe that there are going to be a lot of people who are going to find reasons to hate it, and there are going to be a lot of people who are going to find reasons to love it. Now, like I said before, me and Jeremy have not seen the movie. So, Jeremy, What do you think about the Snyder Cut coming out, ironically, this Thursday as this episode is dropping? And how do you think the general public will respond to it? And I wanted to ask you, do you have any preconceived notions before you go in and watch the movie? Like, do you think that your notions will not well, yeah, your notions will sway you one way or the other as you're watching this 4-hour film?
I'm rooting for it, Alex. I'm rooting for it, and not because I have expectations that it's going to be good. I'm not sure whether it's going to be good or not. I'm very fascinated by the reviews. It's actually up to a 77 out of
Oh
133
wow.
reviews right now, so it crawled up just a little bit. I saw the same 75 you did just earlier today, so
Mhm.
it's creeping up just a little bit. And I see reviews on both sides that kind of A, confirm what you would expect, and then B, kind of speak to the potential of something like this that make it to where I'm just really, really curious. 4 hour and 2 minute runtime. That's a lot of time to dedicate. So, to the question about whether or not general audiences are gonna like it, bro, I'm not 100% sure that general audiences are gonna see it. I don't know that this is gonna
Mm.
make the kind of waves where people are like, oh, I gotta go out and see the new Justice League movie, because they're probably not even gonna see it as a new Justice League movie. They're not
That's
gonna
true.
understand all the nuances of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a really good point because I didn't even think about it like that.
It might just be fans already, like Zack Snyder fans, people
Mhm.
like us that are gonna not people like us, Zack Snyder fans, people like us that watch every movie that comes out fans.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm curious if it's going to be something that is very niche and has a cult audience that's going to love it. You can be sure the people who are already set out to love it are going to love it. Otherwise, they've been wrong. And who wants to spend the last 3 or 4 years of their life being wrong? So, most people that have been rooting for it are going to like it. To your point, I do think I'm rooting for it. So, maybe I will have a slight bias towards wanting to like it. And so on the negative side of the review spectrum, just one of the kind of blurbs that jumped out to me is Zack Snyder's Justice League is aiming to be epic, and there's clearly effort put in, but it lacks the heart needed for impact. That's one of the negative reviews. I can already see having similar feelings, just because Zack Snyder is a visually very strong storyteller,
Yeah.
but his movies seldom resonate emotionally. So I'm imagining we're going to see a bunch of stuff, and we're going to know that it's meant to have importance and be like very epic in scale and sweeping, but I don't know that it's going to resonate. On the positive side of the spectrum, and this is one that I saw that jumped out that I thought was like spoke to also what I could be looking forward in
Mhm.
it. And he says Zack Snyder's Justice League, this is from Mike LaSalle at San Francisco Chronicle. Zack Snyder's Justice League may not be a great film, but it has the madness, strangeness, and obsessiveness of a real work of art. So,
Mm.
dude, we're
Sounds
talking about
interesting.
a 4 hour movie completely heralded by Zack Snyder, the guy who was planning to kick off the DCEU in the first place. He's
Mhm.
got his opportunity to go back with a little bit of hindsight and correct issues that fans have had with the movie and really just lean into doing exactly what he wanted to. So even if it's a disaster, it's not a studio mandated disaster. It's exactly the disaster that Zack Snyder wanted us to see. And there's something fucking pure in that, man.
Yeah, and he's right. He's right. There is something very pure in that, and that's listen. Like we said, we're gonna be open. What I'm going to do. I'm letting y'all know on camera now. Like I'm going to check my opinions about it out the door. I've been very vocal about it,
Same.
positively and negatively. Check my opinions about it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna take breaks so I can go pee because that's a long time, 4 hours. But if I had to give a positive note, I'm definitely going to give it a chance. And I would encourage anyone who's watching this show and that follows me and Jeremy and even Ian, if you watch his content, if you're going to watch this, go into knowing that this is just Zack Snyder's vision and we have to give it a chance. It doesn't mean you're going to like it,
Nope.
doesn't mean you're not going to like it. Now, I will say this, I was going to wait till I was gonna watch that and Falcon and the Winter Soldier on the same day. I
No
said,
way.
you know what? I can't. There's no way I can't. I heard Campia say today, if I had to choose between one or the other, what would you choose? And I know on this show before I said Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I have to understand Falcon and Winter Soldier is only gonna be one episode this week, not the
Yeah.
full 6. I'm getting a 4-hour treatment of the Snyder cut of characters that I love. So I have to see what this. I'll probably watch it at midnight. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
how it's gonna work out, but I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm
So
definitely
we've
gonna give it a few.
decided for the Friday night, all night screening experience. That's the way we're gonna go, because I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier when I get up on Friday morning, and
Yeah.
then Friday night we're gonna put it on at 6 o'clock, make some popcorn, just hang out, and make a Friday night out of it, because it'll be from 5 to
So
9 o'clock or something.
yeah. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna skip through those previews. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
I just want to see the movie. I just
Yes,
want to
sir.
see the movie. But I
Yep.
mean, I hope this gives you more clarity in your question. But again, it's been rated very high, and for a Zack Snyder film in general, that's a plus. Like,
Yeah.
forget the DCEU. Let's just talk about his films. That is a plus, and I can't really say that about a lot of his films. I love Watchmen and Man of Steel. That's it. Like, everything else, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're trash. They're just not for me. They're not for me. And I'm not saying that he's a trash director, but like Jeremy said, he has a way of telling a story visually, but that writing, it doesn't necessarily grasp you like a different director. So that's my thing. I think the general response will be positively great. And then there are going to be some people who are going to continue to shit on
Mhm.
DC because it's DC. So,
Yep.
but what do you guys think? Do you think that the response will be great? Do you think it would be shitty? Do you think it will be a great experience? Just jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. And thank you guys so much for watching this jam-packed episode of Ask Alex. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you get all the updates of every time I'm releasing a video here on my YouTube channel. Jeremy, where can we find you on YouTube? And tell us what you got coming up on your channel.
Thanks for having me, man. It always is fun to be able to kick it and talk movies and stuff. So definitely always a pleasure. Check out Movies Are Terrible on YouTube. You will find, weekly episodes of a movie podcast where we go live Thursdays, 6 p.m. CST. Me and co-host Caleb that we were talking about up top. We discuss the week's weird news headlines, pop culture, movie news, television, and then we take questions submitted by the Patreon supporters. So if you do want to consider supporting the channel, check down in the description over on my page, and you will just Movies Are Terrible on Patreon. Also, Alex has got some great merch, so while you're here, why don't you head over and check that out as well. And what else? Oh, right now, currently, as we speak, I'm editing 2 videos in the Terrible Watch Along series. One is for Ginger Dead Man, starring Gary Busey, and the other is for Sorceress of Suburbia, aka Little Witches, aka Sexual Magic. So yeah, be ready for those.
I thought you were going to say sexual chocolate.
That's actually next on the list.
Shout out to Eddie Murphy. But yeah, that's dope. And you know where you can find us here at Momentum Media, guys. Real Debates is wrapping up very, very soon. Episode 7 comes out again.
It's been a great season.
It's been a really great season. So far, Jeremy has been undefeated.
It's been a great season.
So we got about 2 more episodes left to shoot. So we're going to definitely get it in. I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of that as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. And as always, you have a blessed day.